Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. Hey guys, welcome to a Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Candace, how are you, dear?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
How was your birthday weekend?
It was fantastic. Like, it was, I think, hands down, best birthday I've had in 20 years.
Awesome. Yeah, yesterday was Candace's birthday, her 22nd birthday again.
No, it's the last year of my 30s. I'm embracing it. I'm not 40 yet. I'm good.
So you're still 39? Is that what you're saying?
I just turned 39 yesterday for the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah. I had my baby with me all weekend. She came down and we went to Thunder. Like, it was fantastic.
Yep.
Like,
Yesterday was Thunder over Louisville. If you've never seen that, you need to check it out. It's the largest fireworks display in North America.
And the fourth largest in the world. I was looking it up.
Yeah, it's freaking phenomenal. I had to use the words of my brother Al. Phenomenal.
Simply amazing. It was all my birthday candles.
And it was your birthday too. Yeah, I mean,
everybody's
it was amazing.
Celebrating.
So this Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep, I've had a great week. Last week, the weekend's been awesome as well.
Oh yeah, how was your week?
It was awesome. We got Mr. James Thornton. Let's bring him up on stage.
Look, I'm still celebrating.
James, how are you, brother?
If I was any better, sir, there would be two of me.
Well, we don't need two of you.
God.
Two of you would be, whoa. That's
there are
too much.
Two of you. The other one's just worse.
So James just recently hey now, don't.
I mean, that's all like technical, and too, they share blood and like DNA now.
Don't get James Thornton riled up, or you're going to be fired
he sees
early.
my face and gets riled up.
You asked me to behave.
I did, Candace.
He didn't tell me.
You need to behave too.
He already fired me before we.
But anyway,
live.
we're in for a great show tonight. We got Warriors2Racers, Mr. Ed McLean, who's an Air Force veteran. He's going to come on. He's going to talk about the organization. Man, I'll tell you what they do here. If you're an adrenaline junkie and you love adrenaline, you love to learn how to fix cars and be a pit crew, be a team leader, all that good things. What's up, Rich LaMonica, Rick Ames? I was trying to say them together, but
Rich and Rick.
We got Rich
Every
LaMonica
time I say
on
Rick's
here.
name, I want to be like, "What's up, Rick?" Oh, yeah, I can't say.
But anyway, let's bring Mr. Ed McLean up on the stage. Welcome to the show, Ed. How are you, sir? You're muted. There you
go. Doing pretty well, thanks.
Well, it's great to have you here, my friend. I know a lot about you because we've talked several times. We've done our meet and greet, and we've talked several times. And then you were on Triple Threat Vet podcast not too long ago as well. So I've known you for a little while. And tell everybody a little bit about you and your military background, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, first, I'm got a cold, so please bear with me if I start hacking. That's why. as well as mentioned, Air Force vet. I joined as enlisted as a linguist way back in '91. Let's see, I was an airborne linguist, did a one tour over during Southern Watch in Iraq. Came back after that, did bootstrap, got my commission, became an intel officer. And following that, I did total 10 years on active duty. Then I became an Air Force civilian for 5 years, and then became a DoD Fed and ended up retiring from being a Fed in 2015. And now I'm a federal contractor.
Nice.
So done the full gamut of stuff. So
Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah,
From the
definitely
civilian on camera.
It definitely sounds like you've done a full gamut within the government community. Yes, James.
You
I went
appreciate
in
it.
'91 too, sir.
you were
He
what was
wasn't
that?
Air Force though.
I went in the Air Force though.
No.
Oh yeah.
I
So
had a real
James-
job.
So James with the 10th Mountain, he was over in Somalia during Operation Gothic Serpent, otherwise known as Black Hawk Down for all of you younger generation out there. But Ed, so when you got out of the military, so you were enlisted, then you went officer route. When you got out of the military, you're still right now you're a federal contractor for the government. What got you involved, and how did Warriors2Racers come about?
Well, I've been a racer since 1987. I've been doing racing. So right when I turned 18, I started doing some form of racing and started off with autocrossing and that kind of thing. So been doing it for 30 plus years, and even was over like in overseas, got my pro license while I was over there and was racing formula cars and that kind of thing. And had a wreck over there in the formula car. Didn't get hurt or anything, but it was my car. It was a Formula 3 car, and couldn't really afford to get it fixed or whatnot. So after a couple of years of just doing like autocrosses and that kind of thing, I found endurance racing and got involved with that. And I had actually been doing some work with an organization called Vet Motorsport, and basically just getting things scheduled between veterans and the organizations, and ended up bringing in a couple of veterans to work as pit crew on a couple of teams. And so that was about mid 2021 through most of 22. And at the end of 2022, one of the team owners came up to me and asked if I wanted to head up an all veteran race team. And this was in American endurance racing. And I was like, sure, that sounds great. And so put out the word that of setting up a team, got lots of people that were interested, very quickly realized that there was very little experience out there. So not wanting to turn any of the veterans away, I decided to come up with a driver and crew development program so that these veterans could get the experience and eventually make their way up to at least the American endurance racing level.
Awesome.
And if we could get them to go beyond that, that'd be fantastic. But that's the primary goal. And so we've been in existence now for a little over a year. We've got members out as far as Utah, and north and south as far as you can go in the continental U.S. So
That's awesome.
And okay.
I do know that there's a lot of veterans that are pit crew members for like NASCAR and stuff like that. So of course, everybody knows that like NASCAR and Formula One is like the top of the tier when it comes to racing, because you got so many different levels at the younger stages, like your 18-year-olds are fresh out of high school and stuff like that. They do the dirt track racing and stuff like that, the go-karts and stuff like that. So you guys, you start out, with training your crew. You develop them, they start out, and if I remember correctly, if you're start out as a pit crew, you work your way up to driver, if I remember correctly. Is that how it goes? Like you start out working your way up?
You don't have to start off in crew. You can go straight into the driver development program. What the issue is, though, is that even as a driver, because there's usually so few people on the team, you still have to service the car during the pit stops. So you will very likely, if you're not going in for your stint, you're probably going to be fueling the car or holding the fire bottle, that kind of thing.
Everybody's a team player.
Exactly. So, and we've got one guy. He's my national crew coordinator, and he also covers Ohio and Pennsylvania as the state rep. He's really gotten a lot of play for us with the endurance racing teams, because he is so active, and he will go and support those teams, and he's tenacious. If something goes wrong with the car, he is neck deep in it.
That's awesome.
His name's Jake. So if anybody ever has a chance to meet Jake, you make sure you say, thanks for all the work that he's done for Warriors2Racers, because he's done an amazing job.
No, that's awesome. So you got programs throughout the country. You mentioned that you got one here in Kentucky as well. Now you got, let's see, I'm on your website right now, Warriors2Racers.org. So if you want to go, that's the number 2. So Warriors2Racers.org. You're the national director for W2R driver and crew development. Then you got Jake Mack, who's Ohio, Pennsylvania state rep, national crew coordinator. Then you got Miss Tana P, which we'll talk about her in a little bit. She's out in Texas. She's the coordinator and driver out in Texas.
Yep.
You got Ethan Ventresca, Tennessee state coordinator, driver, coach. And Andrew P is the Michigan state rep and driver. Then you got David Z. He's the Ideal Man, AER team owner, driver. Then you got, is it Elazar M, West Virginia state rep?
Yeah.
And who's the one for Kentucky? Because I don't see it updated on the website.
Yeah, no, sorry, I got my states confused. It was Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah.
And that would be the
He's just trying to get us excited.
No,
sorry.
No, you're good. I think you do need a team here in Kentucky. I think that would be awesome, because I know we got the NASCAR Speedway up there in, what is it, Sparta, Kentucky, and then there's several, like Indiana's got the Sports Drome, and now primarily when you do these endurance races, is it on an oval track or is it on a road track? What kind of track's it on?
It's on a road racing course. So it'd be like you mentioned, West Virginia. It would be Summit Point, primarily on their main track there. Virginia International Raceway, New Jersey Motorsports Park, New Hampshire International, their road course there. Mid-Ohio, Watkins Glen, those kinds of tracks.
Nice.
So, and then we actually are working to support teams on various endurance racing programs. So, American Endurance Racing is kind of the top of the amateur leagues. Below that, you have Champ Car and Lucky Dog, and then Lemons. That's the one where their tagline is that it's a party that turned into a race.
Nice.
And so Tana, you mentioned her. She's running in Lemons right now.
Nice.
So on that all-female team. But yeah, but it's not just the wheel-to-wheel stuff, kind of like getting back to the driver development piece. If someone doesn't have any experience at all, we try to walk them through and get them the experience they need by starting off with like autocrossing to understand how to handle a car. And then in the track cross where you're actually on a track, but it's still a time trial. We have high-speed karts that are available, but we run those karts on the road racing courses that you're going to be driving on. Not like regular go-kart tracks, and the karts are much faster. The cart that we're running, the particular class that we're in, the cart will hit 80 miles an hour. So it's pretty serious.
Heck yeah.
And then we try to move them from there into the wheel-to-wheel action because but ease them in. We don't want someone to the thing that I don't want to happen is for them to get into an endurance race and feel like they're over their head,
Right.
So are you the big boss
for the program?
Yeah.
In essence, yeah. I'm like the national coordinator. I started the program, and as people have come up, they said that they wanted to be the state reps, and so that's how we have brought them on board.
So if you were to say, hey, I want to bring this guy in to be a driver, would that guy be brought in as a driver?
It could be, and it's not just me. It depends on the experience. They have to provide their driver resume, and if they're done anything along the lines of high performance driving events or that kind of thing, I actually contact their driving instructors and interview the instructor to make sure that that they're not telling a story, basically.
So I guess my whole point here, Mr. Ed, is one, do you take fat guys as drivers, or they got to be skinny guys?
Don't put him in a car.
Well, hang on, because my driving experience, I drove Crown Vics back in the day, and sometimes we've been known to hit 150 plus. Got to get some Yonder quick down in Georgia. You get a whole box of Yonder, you put it behind you, got to go. I do have a little bit of
talking about his friend because he used to be an officer down there and he didn't break the law. Maybe he's talking about his brother. I don't know.
To get to your point, the cool thing is about particularly endurance racing is it's a little bit different perspective and a little bit different age bracket. Usually with the sprint racers and that kind of thing, it's the younger guys and that are trying to get going. But when you get into endurance racing, they tend to be a little bit older. It's a different mindset. You have to be able to understand what the car is doing and preserve the car, because at the shortest race that we run is 7 hours. Yeah. So you've got to protect the car.
Yeah, you definitely got to protect the car.
Can you stop and take a nap?
Okay, so I'm going to answer that question for you.
You have to fit in the car.
Well, I'm going to answer that question for you. You wouldn't be in that 7 hours. You wouldn't be the only driver.
Right.
You take turns driving during that 7 hour race.
See, I'm real fast. They call me Jeff Goldon.
That's what she said.
Oh God. So my buddy Carl Whalen, he's with Back the Rumble up in
Come on, you can't put me and James on this together. We're messing him up so bad.
Back the Hero Rumble. He says you need to connect with Horsepower Therapy. They help veterans in the same capacity with PTSD through racing events car shows and more. Sorry, I couldn't read it for some reason. The damn camera's in the way.
You're a Marine.
But yeah, so I don't know if you've heard of horsepower therapy, Mr. Ed, or not, but Carl Whalen, he's got a pretty good organization up there in northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. They do car shows and stuff like that for veterans and first responders and families up there, and they honor veterans and first responders up there with the car shows and stuff like that they do. And James
Willis,
and Candace.
no disrespect for you, sir, but Willis just made a funny. He didn't even catch it.
What did I do?
You used the word and Mr. Ed in the same sentence, and you didn't even catch it. Do you even know what that means?
Well, Mr. Ed, are you thinking of the TV show with Mr. Ed? And then horsepower?
Used horse and Mr. Ed in the same sentence.
Oh, God.
See how quick I am? I'm telling you, I can be a good driver.
You brought him on the show today.
I did.
I was supposed to be here.
But no, can I fire both of them, Ed? I'm going to come with you, Ed. So
you can really tell who the pointy end of the fist is around here.
Right.
Who is it?
All right. So we're carrying on the mission here. Y'all, you need to settle y'all squabbles offline. All right.
There's no squabbles. James is asking if he can get in the car and race, and he has to fit in the car first, and like he would fit in the one that the young ones drive.
Oh, you would definitely fit. There's
Look at that face.
Ed said that he would definitely fit in the
Okay.
car.
Well,
Listen.
then there you go.
We're about to take a 1952 Jeep, military Jeep, and put a 400 small block in it. Get out my way.
So how the program works? We're moving on.
Yep.
All right. So there are two programs available within Warriors2Racers. One's the crew, one's the driver. So
And
like
you
you said,
both.
it basically, it depends on the experience and where you want to start at. Now, say one veteran comes, he wants to be a driver primarily, but like you said, they have to be able to work on the car as well, because like I said, they take turns during the race. So everybody has to be a team player and work that way.
right.
So why did you guys pick endurance racing? What was the reason you guys picked endurance racing?
One of the first reasons was economics, because of the fact that we're able to have a full team and multiple drivers. It means that more people get the seat time, and because it does require a team, because we're doing pit stops, more people are needed just to service the car. So it actually benefits more veterans doing it that way, just because you put the driver swaps and that kind of thing. But one of the things that was truly amazing to me, I did an interview with the folks from Follow On Mission, which is another organization. They have a team. They have a Chevy Malibu that they have done some amazing work on, even making it technically a mid-engine car. They brought the engine back enough so that it's behind the front wheels, and so it's quite the machine. And they were saying that they've had a number of veterans that had hypervigilance and that kind of thing, and after spending, because the stints are an hour and a half usually, when you go out, that's usually long enough that it kind of resets the veteran's brain. It's enough time, because the sprint races and everything, the shorter events, it's usually not enough time in the car to get things to reset. But when you're doing it for well over an hour for your stint, usually multiple stints over the weekend, there's something that connects and it kind of resets the brain. And they've seen a number of folks that had that hypervigilance, that when they got out of the car, they were different people.
That's awesome. Instead of just that quick little adrenaline burst and then it's over. So,
Right.
okay, this kind of takes me to, I have a question, a serious one, James, hush. But it does kind of go back to what James was saying. Like, you know, do you take this person? Because James is in Kentucky. So not having that in Kentucky yet, would you bring somebody from out of town? And is it a requirement that you're coming on and you're joining a team full time? Is it something that you can bring somebody in for a race? That way it just gives them that little like relief. Like, what are some of those options for them?
But there's actually a lot of different options because we are working with different organizations. Resilience Racing is kind of like our parent organization, and they have their own car with hand controls, and they're out of Indiana. So you have that organization that if you work with us, we work through them. There's various teams that we work with, particularly for getting crew members brought in. The unfortunate thing is because we are very new and we don't have a lot of financial backing, is we can't afford to pay for the veteran to just come in. We can't pay for the hotel and that kind of thing.
Right.
At least not yet. That's kind of our goal to get there, to get to that point.
Okay.
But right now, we basically just, if you're working strictly with us, it's actually a highly discounted rate for the car for the weekend. So you end up with basically 6 hours of racing in the car, but it's about 20% of what it normally costs.
Oh, wow.
For if you're just going to be like a racer off the street renting a seat. So it's still expensive, admittedly, but instead of being $4,500 for a weekend, we try to get it to $900 or less.
That's fantastic, though, for just to have that experience and for somebody to really, not just have that quick adrenaline burst, but have some good time in there. That's
But the other programs too that we coordinate with, we have one of our Warrior2Racer drivers that with that follow-on mission, they work very hard to make it so that there's no cost to the veteran.
Yeah.
Because they do have some financial backing and whatnot. And so they'll have veterans come out. They just pay for basically travel to get there, and their driving is free.
That's cool.
So that's one of our goals, to try to get to that spot. Follow-on's been around a little bit longer than we have, so that's why they have some of the financial backing in there. But,
it's a process.
So have you guys reached out to like Home Depot, Lowe's, and stuff like that? Because I know Home Depot has the their veteran team that they have nationwide and stuff that they do to help support veteran service organizations and stuff like that. I know you, like you said, you've only been around a year, so I didn't know what process you were trying to go through to get that, to secure that funding to help bring in more veteran teams and stuff like that.
There's been a number of different businesses that we've reached out to, but so far I haven't had any takers. We had some that were very, very close to working with us. There's actually a lot of benefits to working with a veteran race team, because the car draws a lot of attention. So if they sponsor the team or whatnot, we work it so that we can go bring the car to a location. It draws people in. It shows that they're supporting their community. There's a lot of mutual benefits there.
Yeah, definitely.
And we do have a couple of grants that we've applied for, but unfortunately we didn't get them. So where I'm new to the game, I don't know the language to write grants yet. So
well, you probably need a grant writer, and there's several of them out there that you can bring into the fold, and they can write your grants for you. Because I know being with the 501c3s that I was involved with, we had to bring in, because we're veterans. We don't know how to write grants.
Mm-hmm.
There's several grant writers out there that are veterans that would probably come in and do that for free. You know, come in and join your org just to write your grants for
Well,
you.
not even like necessarily like join the org, just somebody that would give their
Yeah,
time.
that's what I meant. Just
Yeah.
to do the grants.
Well, I happen to know, since I started my little journey, these two knuckleheads can tell you. But anyway, I've met a lot of people. And then the people that I've met hadn't know a lot of people. So let's just say JT finds you a national sponsor. Can I drive a car?
You can drive a car without having to do that.
Yeah, but I don't have the money to pay for it. I just bought a house.
Yeah. But yeah, so we definitely know a lot of people that might be interested in possibly coming in. And of course, I've been doing this podcast for a little over a year. And then, with my 20 years of experience in the veteran service organization world, I think we might be able to help you out with maybe possibly getting some sponsors.
Yeah, my mind is spinning.
I'd love to see a team here in Kentucky just because I'm from Kentucky. I think that would be amazing. But speaking of teams, let's go back to talking about Tana P, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's a male dominated sport. And so Tana P is out in Texas. She's the coordinator for Texas. She's the only all-female team, if I remember correctly, female veteran team. So let's talk about that a little bit. What's that experience like with bringing Tana P into the fold and her running her team and stuff out in Texas?
Well, she's a member of that team. I think she's the only veteran on that all-female team.
Nice.
But it was basically, I get a lot of notifications and tips that there are teams that are looking for drivers, and I had received a notification that a team in Houston, Texas was looking for preferably a female driver for an all-female team, and Tana had been working with Warriors2Racers probably for about 6 months, I think it was. And so I knew that's where she was from. And so we basically did the link up, and she got picked up for that team.
Awesome.
And so they did really well. She was in a huge field of cars, because they're running multiple classes of cars all at the same time in endurance racing. So you gotta be really super aware of everything that's around you. Particularly if you're in a slower car.
Yeah.
And because you might have someone coming up behind you as fast as you're going, kind of thing. And I think she said there was like 150 cars on the track at the same time.
Oh, that's a lot.
And so it was crowded, but they did all the ladies did really well in that event.
Do they follow the Robbins racing rule?
No, you cannot have contact. That's a big no in the different series. It also is not a good thing to do because of it being an endurance car.
Yeah.
You start trading paint, and you're going to take yourself out of the race.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean it's kind of like demo derby,
Yes, I was gonna say it counts me out. That's my lifelong dream right there. I want to really.
Well, I was thinking, not NASCAR level, but even on the smaller dirt tracks, the midgets. Sometimes them boys. What's funny? They got $10,000-$12,000 wrapped up in these cars, and they're racing for $600-$800 purses.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they take it very serious when you bash my car. I mean, I was at one up in Rushville, and them boys got out and started throwing dukes. I mean, they were mad because they bumped their car. So, that old saying, Robbins racing.
Yeah, That's old NASCAR. Yeah, that's old NASCAR back in the day. Dale Senior and Sterling Marlin and all those guys back in the day.
Robbins racing.
You not so much nowadays, not with like restrictor plates and stuff like that. Speaking of cars, so what kind of cars do your drivers typically have?
Well, it kind of runs the gamut. Like I mentioned, the Resilience racing car is a Mustang, it's a 97 Mustang. The dedicated car that I've been working on to try to get going for this year is a Mazda Miata. That they kind of, depending on what team that they're running on, and what the veteran can afford to do, I can get them usually into, and of course based on their experience level, I can usually get them into, a Porsche Cayman. I could get them into a BMW. They're usually those kinds of makes, the ones that are known for really handling well on a road course.
Right.
So those kinds of vehicles.
So those are the ones you have. So, we're talking about, financial funding. What if there's somebody out there watching or catches wind of this and they're really like, it just gets them going and they're like, hey, I got a car that they would like to give. I mean, is that something you guys are open to, or is it something you have somewhere where it's like a vehicle can go and you guys can use that?
Yeah, it would really depend on the location. And if the car was prepared and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just because it's, we have to have garage space, and there's a lot of prep that goes into the car before we're able to get it on the track.
Yeah.
But that being said, if someone's really interested in getting involved and driving themselves or crewing, or even if they're not a veteran, if they just want to volunteer, a lot of support things that would be really helpful is, say you don't want to turn wrenches or anything. Heck, come out and bring your grill, cook lunch for the veterans.
Yeah.
So you're definitely open to the conversations of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
James, you know who I'm thinking about right now?
Ratman.
Yep, exactly who I was thinking about.
I was going to say, Mr. Ed, I got a buddy that's got a 78 Monza. It's pushing about 800 horsepower. I don't know about endurance, but the first eighth of a mile, he's going to wear some ass out.
What's the other one? The other one's a Vega, isn't it?
The Vega, 76 Vega.
Yeah, so Ratman has two dragsters that he's no longer racing, but he's not a veteran himself, but he supports veterans. And
let's clarify that. That's a Pro 1 veteran car and the Pro 2.
Yeah, Pro 1, Pro 2. And now what he does is he goes around to all these car shows, and any veteran that comes up will sign the car, whether it be inside or on the outside pieces that he's got designated for that. I was thinking, if let's say we started a team in Kentucky, James being the driver, Ratman being, in the pit crew or whatever. I think that's something that we could probably maybe come up with.
You're not going to have to.
I hear you screaming, big dog. I'm on both.
So I'm thinking of, ways to get a team here in Kentucky. I love NASCAR. I love the midget racing. I love dirt track racing. I love, pretty much when it comes to racing, I grew up on the sport. NASCAR was something that I used to watch every Sunday.
I can only imagine the sponsors between you and James.
Yeah, we could definitely work.
Thoroughbreds.
No. It's got to be PC.
Look, he knows.
It's got to be PC. It can't be no gentleman's club. No.
Some people didn't know what I.
There's money there, buddy.
There is.
See, I told you.
There is money there, and we are in Kentucky,
and you're veterans.
With Derby coming up.
You married one.
She's fired already.
Oh, no.
Twice tonight.
But listen, I joke a lot, and you'll have to know my story. But anyway, I joke a lot, and that's how I deal with a lot of shit. But I personally think what you and your organization is doing is fucking top notch. That is so freaking cool. I thought what I did was cool.
It's so
you got
different.
Me, brother. You got me.
It's so different. Like you see so much with the equine therapy and the fishing and the outdoors things, but something like this that has that adrenaline in it and really gets you involved in not only the driving, but like being a part of even the build or fixing or just a part of a crew. So you're creating this team as well, and you're counting on each other, but also finding this peacefulness, even though you're racing, but you have an hour and a half to get out there, and that's all that's happening is you in that car and that track.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're right.
That's
like
awesome.
You brought up that scenario earlier. You got to pay attention. You got to know what's going on. Your car's getting slow. You got some young buck coming hauling ass. Okay, well, how did I run my car for the last 45 minutes? I got to be my brakes, my fuel. I got all kinds of stuff going through my head constantly. So as far as an individual with PTSD, chronic, I can understand and I can respect the fact that when these guys get out there and get involved, that now my head, and I use laughter and jokes, but I can see where these guys getting in those cars or getting in the pits helping, because in fast situations, there's no person's better than a military individual, because they are trained to act and think right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm not saying a lot of civilians don't, but the majority of your military folks do. So with those guys and gals with that PTSD, with that mind constantly racing, now they're solely focused on this. So that mind is still fast. It's still rolling, but I'm not worried about, do I have enough money to buy groceries next week? And what the hell's going on in Washington, D.C.? What I'm worried about, I got to get this tire changed. We got to get some fuel in here. We got to make sure that I totally get it. I really do. I mean, I think it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, you can actually see the difference between like veterans and just all civilian teams too. It's a different, yeah, exactly. Different atmosphere. This is the mission. Let's get it done.
The only drawback that I would see, you couldn't let no Marines drive.
I know. You better give them plenty of crowns.
No, listen.
It would be a really good sponsor.
It would get too hot in the car, and it would melt the crayons. They'd be licking the
drink it. They can drink it. Crayon milkshake.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
Hey, Willis. Is your milkshake bring all the boys to the yard?
Nope. Not at all. So if somebody wanted to become a partner with Warrior Racing, I'm looking on your website right now here. It says partner programs. Are you a veteran charity? Are you a motorsport team? Let's go into details about how, if they wanted to, how could somebody come in and be a partner with you guys?
The big thing is that we work with folks is just primarily communication. If it's an organization that we have worked with pretty extensively, then we ask that they put Warriors2Racers on their website. We put them on our website, and we start promoting their organizations as well. So it's not just us. Like you'll see, I keep going back to Follow On Mission, but Tana's organization, she's CEO of Grace After Fire. And so you'll see both those organizations on our website along with Resilience Racing Foundation. So it's really just reach out to us and work with us, and we can make it happen. It's basically just a kind of a memorandum of understanding between the two organizations as to how things are going to work out. I wanted to also mention too about like the setting up race teams and whatnot. I wouldn't get too wrapped around the axle on state lines or that kind of thing, because most of the series that we run are not focused in any one state. It's usually like up and down the East Coast, or the middle part of the country, that kind of thing. So it really just depends on the series that we're running in. There's a lot of races throughout the year, because we are not limiting it to just one series.
Nice.
So, if someone has a particular weekend that they're available, I can usually work it to find something.
So with that being said, and you're talking about them coming from different places and creating these crews, I mean, is there how am I trying to word this? You can have random people come in, but do you have some that are set that this is a crew no matter what, even if it's like skin and bones as far as a crew size? And with that, what type of commitment are you looking for from somebody if you're wanting to do that and go, hey, I'm a permanent part of this or I'm a fixture of it? What kind of commitment are they looking at?
It's mainly just signing up for the program. We don't charge anything to participate.
No, I mean more
or-
like time. Like what kind of time are they looking at, and like kind of like schedule as far as being involved in something?
It just depends on what's available to them. If
Mm.
they're the biggest limitation on time would be for the drivers, because the drivers, you have to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
because on Friday you have practice, and then there's a 2-hour qualifying race that you have to participate in, and then you've got, well, I would say you have to be there for Saturday and Sunday. You have to be there for Friday and one of the other 2 days
Mm.
in order to really participate.
Okay.
And that's because of the way, just the way the race series schedule is. You have
Right.
Yeah.
to be there for that race, and you have to get some practice in, and you have to be able to go through our familiarization training,
Yeah.
so that you know how to get in the car, how to get out of the car, how to set off the fire extinguisher if you need to, how, how to do the pit duties and that kind of thing, because there's specific things that we have to follow, so we don't get penalized.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and there's some things too that like with the Miata, we use a dry brake system. So you have to know how to use a dry brake fueler.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
it's
so
just
you're looking at somebody that wants to be a part of a race, like you're planning on a weekend. Like if you want to be a
Yeah.
part of a race,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just plan on that weekend. So
But
just
it, like-
giving people an idea of that is
yeah, but for like crew, if you can only set aside a few hours on a particular day, set aside a few hours.
yeah.
So I've got 2 questions, and I'm going to be real serious. The first one is not that big of a deal. Do you guys have a season? And if so, what kind of length is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we usually follow the American. We usually try to start the American Endurance Racing Series start, which is usually at the beginning of April, and then we're following that through. This year, we're expanding it out to include champ car races. So we're going to be going from April, and hopefully, as long as the car survives, we'll be going all the way through until New Year's Eve. There's a endurance racing event in Sebring in Florida that we're hoping to get to this year. So it's quite a long season, but there's just a lot of opportunities for people to get out there.
So the second question is very specific and to me very important. If you were looking for a national sponsor,
Mhm.
and I understand we can't have too many, what is the number one thing that you would need from that national sponsor? And if it is money, give me an idea of what you're talking about.
It would be, well, 2 big things. Number one is money. Number 2 is exposure.
Is what?
Exposure, being able to get the word out about the program. Money wise, to run a full season at zero cost for at least the car for all the American Endurance Racing events for a season is about $36,000.
Ooh. He's smiling.
You know, we kid and cut up on here a lot, Dave and Candace, but what that man just said, we can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we can do.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we need to get with Mr. JT Cooper and
You just get me all the information, Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
well, I'll get you and Ed connected, and we can definitely get in touch with JT and see what we can do there. I think JT would love it.
I
Mm-hmm.
think this
Me
would
too.
go hand in hand
Absolutely.
because he
Absolutely.
may not know much about Warrior rounds, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Talk about the
this is
artists
something that can.
that
This
are
is
involved in that.
This can be huge.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be awesome. That would be huge.
yeah, it would be because Warrior. I don't know if you know much about Warrior Rounds, like James was saying, but Warrior Rounds is based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and what they do is they take veterans like James down to Nashville, and they pair them with Grammy award-winning singer-songwriters. And what they do is they take that veteran story and they turn it into a song. And then they have a concert at the Hard Rock Cafe down in Nashville, Tennessee, 2 months later, and they release that song to the world basically via YouTube and stuff like that. And
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I will tell you, if you go to warriorrounds.com and you go to the
Mhm.
website and you look at and you start watching the videos, make sure you have a box of tissues with you, because you will be bawling your eyes out.
James has one.
James has one on there, and oh my god,
Warrior rounds, Ed, used to be on CMT.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. So I'm not just pulling your chain. I'm not trying to give you another gray hair like mine. Okay. This
and
is something that
by
I
the
think.
way, how well he's not pulling your chain. James and the founder of Warrior Rounds, JT, served together on the ground in Somalia during Black Hawk Down.
Oh, wow.
So like, it's not just an acquaintance. Like they're kind of stuck together.
Pretty much. But no, yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know that sponsorship wise that we could probably talk to and be like, hey, there's this great organization called Warriors2Racers. They're looking for local sponsors. They're looking for national sponsors, and we're going to see what we can do about getting you some more sponsors to help on because I think myself, I love adrenaline, like skydiving. I love, bungee jumping. That's stuff that I love, adrenaline, because I mean,
stay home, James.
Dude, it friggin' it just gets your blood pumping and you forget about the moment. And I've always, like I said, I grew up watching NASCAR. That's what I grew up watching. I did demo derbies when I was 16 years old. I started at the county fairs doing demolition derby. And dude, those were friggin' awesome events to do, is dude, sitting there just crashing into each other and being the victor. I've won a few of those in my day, but and then we had like some and Christopher Raymond, this guy here, he started Veteran Hundo Club. He said he would like to connect. Christopher Raymond, if you go to warriors2racers.org and you go over to where it says more, go down to where it says partners, and at the bottom you can connect down there. You can contact them for more information there.
Yeah, because people are going to eat this up because it's so different.
It is. It really
is different.
But
this is something we 110% need to get on board with. We, between you and I and that sister-in-law of mine, know enough people that we can, dude, 40,000 in something like this is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we can line 2, 3, 4 up at 40 a pop.
Well, you think about, he was talking about and
I don't have to drive
as far as the car and the races, but you look at something that somebody wants to invest more, you can look at the possibility of having no cost to the veterans, to the pit crew, to the driver, and their travel as well. I mean, those are things that you can bring in, and that would be fantastic.
Well, that's the plan.
Of course, Chris.
We know very large law offices that would absolutely eat this up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
there's so many things.
Well, I was thinking my good buddy, the retired colonel, law office.
KT.
Who?
KT.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, and then I was thinking Jim Beam. I was thinking Evans Williams. I was thinking,
Thoroughbreds.
no,
Deja vu.
you're fired. Go away. I can't turn your mic off. But I was thinking, all these, different avenues because we live in Bourbon Capital. I mean, there's Maker's Mark, VOB, Very Old Barton, Jepta Creed, Bullet Bourbon, you name it.
One.
I've said all of them.
I said, don't forget
Four
one.
Roses. I mean, there's several distilleries here.
You didn't say Wild Turkey?
I did say Wild Turkey, didn't I?
Did you say Buffalo Trace?
There's so many of them.
There are so many.
There's so many of them, and there's more that pop up every day. So you got Log Still Distillery down in Bardstown that has the amphitheater out there.
Well, and that's just your bourbon that you're talking about.
Well, yeah, and then and then you got there's a Gallant Fox Brewery here in Mount Washington's veteran owned.
We're going pure alcohol now. There's other things.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just naming big time corporations. So like Veterans Hundo Club, he just said that he's already sending an email to you guys or through the website there.
Yeah.
Chris and his partner, what they're building at Veteran Hundo Club, I haven't seen it ever in the veteran charity world, veteran service organization. What they're doing is they're taking lawyers and business owners, and they're building a Rolodex of all these different people. Like, say if a veteran comes to them and say, "Hey, I need help with this," then they can look through their little Rolodex and boom, they got it. And then it's just on a much larger scale of things.
We do. I'm saying I have my Bible.
Yeah,
so that's just like
And what Chris and his partner. I don't know what happened up there, but what Chris and his partner are doing. It was several years in the making. Then they just launched, and they have grown by leaps and bounds so far. And I can't wait to have them on the show to talk about their organization, what they're doing. But I love what. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I always have been. I drive fast now, even in my personal car. Unfortunately, my brand new Chevy has a limiter and it cuts off at 100 mile an hour. I can't go faster than.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Your wife did that.
Maybe.
Because mine does too. Mine does.
I hit 99 and it says slow down. I'm like,
no, mine don't say slow down. I hit 99 and mine goes.
Yeah, I won't go no faster. Yeah,
it's like somebody put a ton of bricks in the bed all of a sudden.
Now, you both have shown interest in trying to be a driver for this. You guys are going to keep putting in your mouth.
I have certification from an EVOC course from the state of Georgia. I know how to drive.
I ain't in Georgia, and that was a long time ago. Redo it.
It's like riding a bike, baby. Never forget.
But no, I'd love to go through the program. I'd love to be, I don't really care about being a driver. I love working on cars, and I'm what they call a shade tree mechanic. I can fix them as long as they're American. Foreign cars are just hard to work on.
You enjoy this. You would have.
I would have a blast.
You're just going to one race.
Oh yeah, just going to a race and just supporting. And I'd bring my grill. I got a grill. It will travel.
Show those calves.
Yeah, it will travel.
Well, whenever you're ready, we can either come out to support one of the Warriors2Racers teams, or if we don't have anything going on for a particular weekend, you let me know, and I'll see about getting you involved in one of the race teams.
Oh
he
yeah, he
wants to go to the all-female one.
Nah, I don't. I love my female veterans, but I as long as I'm around race cars, I don't care.
Sure.
Whether it be a dirt track or oval track or road course. Now, I wasn't a big fan when NASCAR went to the road course. For the couple of their races, I'm like, I'm not a big fan because I was never a big fan of F1 racing. Just because I'm not a big fan of the road courses. But F1 is, I will watch it when it's on. Mario Andretti and them, those were some of my, childhood heroes when I was growing up, along with Dale Sr. and Sterling Marlin and Mark Martin and all of those guys.
My daughter's favorite was Tony Stewart.
But Mr. Ed, you're going to have to personally request my information from Willis, because he'll jump on board and leave me to the side.
Yeah. You know what, James Thornton? I will send Ed your email and he can reach out to you
Why
directly.
is he not fired again?
He's always fired. He's a special host.
Yeah.
I haven't worked since 2014. You can't fire me. Hang
He's
it.
special.
He is special. So Ed, let's see what else. Let's see. Let's go to your calendar news. Let's see if anything is updated here.
This really is awesome though. Like I'm loving this. And the background of it, what it brings to them, where it's you're putting more time into it, which is awesome, and really building them up. If you got a green hand in there that's just never done it and they're like, this is what I want to do, you guys are really taking them through that process from the smallest little things to becoming a driver. And that's awesome. That's so cool that it's not just here, we're gonna put you in a car and you go drive. It's we're gonna get you really involved and know each part about it.
So
Well, what I like is they're actually teaching folks.
Yeah.
I mean, just like every phase of the event. And that's like unheard of. That is so freaking awesome.
So it looks like May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you got a WKC kart racing tentative, and I'm assuming that's in
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Garysburg, North Carolina.
Yeah, that one unfortunately might fall off the schedule. We got a
Okay.
scheduling conflict. So the next really big one would be probably that AER event at the end of May. We also have a in preparation for that event, we were going to try to get in an autocross or a track cross event with with Didi.
Okay.
I don't think I mentioned why we call the little Miata Didi, but it's the number on the car is 214, so it's Didi 214.
Yeah.
So once we get Didi up and running, we're planning on doing that well before that VIR event, and I'll be adding that onto the calendar once we figure out which event we're going to do.
And I'm loving you even more because 214, that was my unit, 2nd Battalion, 14th Infantry.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
we're making him feel special.
we are making so the first one in North Carolina might be canceled. We don't know yet.
Right.
That's the first of the 3rd through the 5th of May. Then you got this one here, the AER at Virginia crew registration. That's Friday, May 31st through Sunday, June 2nd at the Virginia International Raceway.
Right.
That's Pine Tree Road, Alton, Virginia. Looks like there's some crew positions maybe available for that. Is that what we kind of got going on there? Some crew positions?
It's actually broken up into two. One is for crew registration. The other one's for driver registration. It's just so we can keep things separate. You can see there's another link on those dates down below.
Nice.
For that. I have tons of crew positions for that event. If anyone's interested, I can definitely get them in on a crew. Same thing with the AER event that you have up there. The only limitation I have right now for those events is whether or not our car is going to be running, because those are AER events, and that's specific to Didi. That does not include the other cars. So, because the follow-on mission folks, they run Champ Car, so there are other events that are going on. So it's kind of just a placeholder right now for that calendar. If folks have interest in really a particular weekend, the best bet is to reach out to me, and I can usually find them something.
Where are you physically located?
I'm just outside of Manassas, Virginia.
Okay. Do you attend all of the races, or do you just go to as many as you can?
I go to as many as I can. I focus primarily on AER because I have a lot of contacts in American endurance racing. Where the other organizations come in, that they're more focused on Champ Car. Resilience Racing, I think they do mostly Champ Car. Fall on Mission does Champ Car. So as it's kind of like a stepping stone coming up. The kart racing, that's kind of catch as catch can, because there's another organization we're trying to get going out in, I believe it was in Michigan, that they have high-speed karts as well. So it'll be both East Coast and middle of the U.S. for the kart racing. We're trying to expand that out as much as we can. We really act, particularly for like these teams and whatnot. We kind of act as a vetting source for crew and drivers. We check to see if what their credentials are, and then we can usually marry people up. We've been pretty successful so far too on getting people that really fit.
Do you guys do any fundraisers, any events for fundraising?
We don't, at least not yet. We have an event that we're trying to get scheduled at the end of the year. It's kind of floundering right now, unfortunately. To be perfectly honest, we're trying to get a severely disabled high performance driving event for veterans, so that people that normally get on the track would have an opportunity to go out on the track.
Oh, wow.
And so we're going to try to do that. You can see from my shirt here, the Helmet Off to Heroes event, which is the Washington, D.C. region SCCA event they have for veterans at Summit Point Raceway. We're trying to get that going so that, if people say they don't have use of their legs or whatnot, we're going to try to get the hand controls put in some cars.
How awesome is that?
Depending on the type of car that they drive normally, they'll be able to go through some of the courses, the obstacle courses, learn how to, slide the car a little bit and how to handle it through some tight situations. And then we're trying to get some more folks to offer up their cars to take them out on the track at speed. How
cool is that?
It's a very busy weekend that weekend at Summit Point. They are running 2 high performance driving events at the same time, one on Main and one on their Shenandoah track. And they have I think they have an autocross going at the Jefferson facility on that track. So we're actually on a spot that's near a skid pad that's pretty small. But we're trying to get that to work out. If things really work out, and I'm kind of probably 50-50 at this point. We're trying to get some supercars to come in and that kind of thing. I will be bringing, if things pan out, I will be bringing my Corvette C8 and throw people in that and take them out on the track.
And you're trying to do that in Virginia?
Yeah, that's actually the West Virginia track.
Okay.
Summit Point.
Yeah.
Okay, so my brain is like going a million mile an hour. Candace,
stop.
Get with this gentleman, and we can set up 2 fundraisers a year. Candace,
I'm listening.
2 fundraisers a year will supply donated music all day long. We can do we can do whatever the hell you want to do. We can do one up next to Sparta with the racetrack. We can get people to sponsor and get behind that. And we can do one either West Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, wherever. We can do 2 a year.
Okay. That was, yes. Side note. We'll side note that, but you need to talk to Mr. Cooper first. Talk to Mr. Cooper, and then we'll talk more. But so Ed, okay. Curious real quick, because we had the schedule pulled up. James, I'm not negating you, because we need to talk about that, but you're giving me another job, and I don't know if I like you right now. Yeah, plenty. So the end of May.
All right, let's go to May. Yep.
So you have a race the weekend of the 31st.
Yep.
So here's my question. We got veterans or volunteers or something that are interested in this race. Let's say they are completely green hand, have no experience. What kind of time are you looking at to give them the ability to get in on that if they want to like come in like a crew position, like as far as the programs that you have? Well, how long are those programs? Is that something that from right now would they be able to be ready for that race?
Yeah, crew positions, I could get them in. That's usually not an issue. There's some
And trained and taught and everything?
Yeah, because we train on site.
That weekend.
That weekend.
Okay.
And so crewing is usually not a problem. The biggest limitation to crew is whether or not we have. I do have a couple of sets of spare equipment, but if you're going over the wall, you have to have the same fire suit and shoes and helmet and gloves that a driver would. It doesn't have to be like the new stuff, but it does need to meet certain criteria. And if anyone's interested in that, I can shoot them a note or whatnot as to what exactly is needed.
Okay.
If they're interested in driving, it depends on their racing resume, if they have enough experience in order to do it, particularly because that particular event is an American endurance racing event. There are actually pro teams that come to those events usually and are using those events for testing. So you have a lot of, these are pretty serious racers when you get to that level. Yeah. And I don't want them to get into a situation where maybe they, piss somebody off because they're holding people up or that kind of thing. It's really, you need to know what you're doing by the time you get there.
Right. Absolutely.
You need to
somebody wanting to jump in and is that enough time for somebody to really
crew
available that weekend? And
yeah, crew is easy. To actually drive, I need to do some vetting before that.
Oh yeah.
I usually say you need to commit kind of a month ahead of time.
Okay.
That gives me enough time to if you're going to drive. If you're going to crew, I usually need a couple of weeks just to make sure that I have a spot for you to go.
Okay. Awesome.
Dave, check and see if he's available, and invite him as one of our personal guests for the event at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
and have him bring his folks.
Yeah, that way he can meet JT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Ed, why didn't you just ask him? July 25th through the 30th in Shepherdsville, Kentucky.
Because he was in the Army.
Yeah. July 25th through the 30th, where we have the Vietnam Traveling Wall with Cost of Freedom tribute coming to Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Mr. JT Cooper, who's the founder of Warrior Rounds, will be coming up for that event as well. So if you'd like to come for that, and you can meet JT and we can do some networking that way, because there's going to be a lot of veteran service organizations that are going to be there. I think a total of 40 different veteran service organizations that will be there at that event. James, I know you're staring at Candace. She's got a bunch of them worked out, brother.
Oh, I absolutely do.
But we'll have a lot of veteran service organizations there that we would like to network with you. So if you'd like to come in, it's in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, at the Shepherdsville Park. I can send you all the details and address and everything. We'd love for you to come in for that. And then I'm working with some singers out of Texas, working on putting together a couple concerts in November. We got our 3rd annual Veteran and First Responder Suicide Awareness on November 9th here in Mount Washington, Kentucky. And then I'm working with a singer out of Texas, Bubba Wesley. I'm trying to get him in here on November the 8th for a concert as well. So
talk about, even if it's not like a sponsor with financial things, like you look at some of these artists that we all have connections with.
Yeah.
Talk about a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
And
that's actually one of the things too that we were considering is like a VIP driver. We wouldn't be able to do it for like American Endurance Racing or something like that, where unless they actually have some driving experience, but maybe on one of the lower echelons for endurance racing, or even a time trial like a track cross or whatnot, is have a VIP celebrity come in and drive the Warriors2Racers car.
Yeah, that or even not even having to drive, but somebody that's willing to make a TikTok or a video or something, just promoting the organization and going, hey, come check them out. Like let's support them. Like there's nothing better than having that word of mouth and having somebody.
I mean, especially if you find somebody that's got a big mouth.
And having somebody that people look up to in the public eye.
Yeah.
Like that's something that helps.
So is there any is there any endurance racing that goes on in Kentucky, like any of the tracks here in Kentucky?
He's checking.
Maybe. Let me check.
I didn't know if there was any endurance racing here in Kentucky.
Well, tell James to go buy a piece of land and start a track.
I mean, there's already tracks here.
Oh man, he just thought about
the only endurance race I know of Kentucky is everybody that goes through the White Castle drive-through.
No, I'm not seeing anything for Kentucky.
Okay, I didn't know if there was any endurance racing in Kentucky. I know there's some dirt track racing, some midget racing, and stuff like that, and then plus NASCAR at Sparta. But
they don't like to be called midgets anymore. It's little people.
You called it that earlier.
It's little people racing. Little people racing.
You started it.
That's a different type of racing, friend.
Yeah, he mixed that and the sponsor he wants together.
But no, Ed, man, thank you for coming on here. Is there anything else? I did throw your email out there in the chat. So if you want to get a hold of Ed and talk to him about things, reach out to him at etm@cog-racing.com. I wanted to say dash, but
that was my old team. It was Crazy Old Guy Racing.
Crazy Old Guy Racing. Okay.
Don't listen to the Marine. Just read.
Yeah, just
copy and paste.
Copy and paste the email address there. If you want to be a sponsor or you want to be a partner, go to Warrior2Racers.org. Website's at the scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Go over to where it says more. Click on partners, and then you go down and fill out the contact information there. If you're willing to, check them out, go to the website, check out the website, see what they got going on.
Yeah, make sure if you're a veteran, join. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't share your information with anybody. It is just for us, and it will get you on our mailing list and our emailing list, and that way you'll find out about everything that we're doing.
Cool. So no matter what, just go in there and join.
Yep.
If you're a veteran, get on that website and join.
Yep. It says here, let's do it right here. Let's see. Go here, share screen, Warriors2Racers right there. If you go to their homepage, right there where it says veterans, right here. Veterans join us right here. You click on that link right there, and you can actually join and get what Ed is talking about. So just sign up and go from there. Ed, I want to say thank you for coming on here and hanging out with us. Is there anything else that you want to say before we let you go?
I want to thank y'all very much for having me on. This was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed being here with you all.
Well, thanks for coming on here. I know it's been a long time coming because we talked a couple months ago. I guess it was a couple months ago when we originally first talked. But man, thank you for coming on here and sharing your organization and sharing your story with us. And I'm excited to see how we can partner with you and help you get some corporate sponsorship and stuff like that. And I think we might wind up with a team in Kentucky. I think that'd be pretty cool, even though there is no endurance racing in Kentucky.
That's okay. The team can be built here.
But we can definitely build a team here.
James, go buy land. Go buy land. Make it happen.
That's a lot of money. You make a racetrack.
I got 3 acres. We were talking about little people. I got 3 acres. We were talking about little people.
No, we really do appreciate you coming on, Ed. And again, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you're doing for the veterans and anybody else involved. And get some rest and get feeling better. I hope that you get
Thanks.
over that real quick.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
hopefully we give you some good laughs tonight.
Well, and
Yeah,
I'm hoping James and I and Candace, we can come out to one of your races and
Yeah, it'd be
and
fun.
maybe do some do a couple lives from the
Hold on.
racetrack.
The three of us go somewhere together.
Well, maybe not you. We'll just leave you.
We tried that. Look, we tried that in a truck just for Toys for Tots going through Louisville.
Oh God, that was a
You want to
nightmare.
take a whole road trip?
But Ed, thank you again, my friend, and I can't wait to see what you guys got, coming up, what you're going to do in the future. Because me personally, I love things that, adrenaline things. I love doing anything with adrenaline.
You've been acting like a little boy this whole thing. He's
Dude,
like, wait. He's like, we got to get serious again because I have this question and I want to know and I want to do this and like.
He chases me around the bedroom all the time.
hey now, you ain't supposed to tell people that.
Oh, you see, I'm not even involved in that.
I know.
You guys have your pumpkins and eat them too.
It's that purple glittery man thong that I wear. He can't.
Oh hell,
Ed, I'm sorry. Look, I'm just here to be the pretty one because they open their mouths.
Somebody lied to you.
Oh,
that was a low blow, man.
Yeah,
that was low.
I am biting my tongue right now, mister.
She's family. I can get away with stuff every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah, somebody told you were pretty too.
But Ed, yeah, thank you again, man. And we'll see you. We'll see you soon, brother.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope we work together in the future, and I definitely want to see you guys out at a race.
We're definitely going to make it to a race. That's for sure.
Just be prepared because this is what you're going to get.
There's nothing like some good old veteran banter.
I want to be on the crew.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna make some things happen, my friend. That's for sure. We're gonna see what we can do for you.
Have a
really
great
appreciate
night,
that.
Ed.
All right, brother.
Thanks.
Have a great night. All right,
care.
Dude, how cool was that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's so different. Like it's neat. I love it when you find something different.
It is. I mean, now granted, if you go on there and you look at some of the other people that are sponsor wise, let's see.
They need some good sponsors.
Like he's got some Resilient Racing, and then let's go back here to partners because he's got Resilient Racing, Grace After Fire, the Follow On Mission, Supporting Teams, Baller Racing, Easy Rider, Angry Croc.
It is damn cool, Chris.
Golden Rotor. So there's
going to be some huge corporations that are going to be like, all right, hold up, we're veterans and we're doing something like kick ass.
Yeah,
like I want to get involved. There's going to be some big places, like
You would think that once word gets out that there's an organization that's doing this, that people would jump on because I know like Budweiser supported like NASCAR for a really long time. Bush, all these big time things like that they supported racing, and then
here they've been out.
So Ed, his organization's been a little over a year.
Okay.
But there's other organizations similar to Ed's that do different things. I know we talked. I think Ed that he's kind of partnered with some some skydiving places and stuff like that. If I remember correctly, there was other adrenaline seeking.
You're gonna have to go change
service
your
organizations
we're done
out
talking
there.
About this.
That's not adrenaline sinking. That's stupidity. If that airplane was capable of carrying my fat ass up 20,000 feet, that son of a bitch better be capable of landing with my fat ass in it.
Oh, hush it,
dude!
Dude,
I loved
you pansy. That's why you weren't a Marine.
But I hung out the door of helicopters doing some stupid shit a bunch of times. That was cool.
Dude, I fast roped out of several helicopters when I was in the military. Out of the back of a CH-53 or down the middle of a 43.
Does your wife want to do it?
What? Skydive? Hell
all right, it's me and you because I'll do it with you. I can't find anybody to do it with me.
My wife would not do no skydiving. I want to go rock climbing. I want to go rappelling. My favorite's, doing an Aussie rappel from the middle of a bridge in Okinawa.
Yeah, but now you want to race car.
Dude, I've always wanted to do race cars.
You've done rodeo. You've done the whole thing. Now you just need to race a race car.
Dude, I have done rodeo.
I know. As I said, you've done all those things.
Amateur was until I blew out my knee. But that's a whole different story.
You like my new license plates?
I do like it.
You're gonna run around a room on that truck to put license plates.
No, I'm taking.
He's got 2 walls, so he can hang them there.
This is going in place of the Kentucky tag that's on the back of my trailer. I'm taking the tag off.
Oh.
Don't you kind of have to have a tag on the back?
Not
of
in the state of Kentucky.
Nope.
Not in the state of Kentucky, you don't.
So when I first got that trailer, they kind of fibbed to me. It cost me $800 something.
Why are you not putting it on the front of the little thing? Your cart.
Your tank.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got 2.
I have 10.
No, he's got 10 of
Where
them.
in the hell are the other 8 gonna go?
Where?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Why do you put me through this torture?
Hey, you married into the family twice.
Not him.
Yeah. Boy, that was a smart decision, wasn't it?
No. Look, neither one of them. Like, first of all, I'm still stuck with the damn last name that I can't get rid of for some reason.
I mean, you legally can go change your last name.
I know I need to, but it was the beginning of COVID. I couldn't. You couldn't go anywhere and get your name.
Wait a second. In my defense and in Willis's defense, we set you up with a Marine up there in Northeast somewhere.
Oh no, I did not know. I had nothing to do with that.
Wait,
nothing.
Hold on. No,
it's
stop,
my sister-in-law.
Stop. You can stop right there because we're live, so we're gonna stop right there.
Yeah, we're gonna stop right there.
I was just gonna say something nice.
No, you weren't.
That hurts.
But anyway,
Try it. No, try it. I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna let that reel out.
no, we're not. I don't
Say
wanna.
something nice, James.
I was hurt when I asked you, "Are you really going to move up there?" And you said, "Yes, it just feels right."
He was hurt. I remember that.
I'm sorry. Because he tried to text me or call me at any point when I was up there.
I don't know.
No.
What'd you say, Willis?
Huh?
What you talking about, Willis? What'd you say?
I said you were.
Yes,
up there.
you do know because I mentioned it several times.
Yeah, you did. You did. And you know,
I'm home, honey. I'm home. And I've been home and I still haven't seen you until just now.
well, he's been a busy man.
Me
You've been
too.
a busy lady.
Yeah. All right. Back on track. Look, this was cool. It was funny because you know what I really enjoyed in this is watching you be a little kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. Like having this lighthearted, like I love some of our serious ones, but I love bringing something on this and then watching you and seeing you get that fulfillment out of it and this excitement of going, okay, cool. And
the wheels start turning.
Well, no, just like you actually thinking about this is something that I would be willing to take an opportunity to do.
I would.
Because all of them are great organizations that we talk to, but looking at yourself as a veteran and not doing things for yourself because that's what you guys do in your hard-headedness. But finally seeing you go, oh, wait, can I drive a car? Like getting excited about it and pumped about it and wanting to go like that's really cool to sit and watch you guys do. Like I've watched James do it with other things too. Like it's nice to watch you guys go, all right, this is something that could help. Like this is something good.
I'm not in the bunker tonight. You are. Okay. I'm not sitting next to Dave tonight. You are. So what I need you to do is just turn and look, see if he's still chubbed.
No.
We're not. No,
we're not going there.
Willis is my brother. I told him he does need to go change his panties. What are you doing?
Oh, Charlie.
I thought he was trying to show us his chub.
I know, right?
I was like,
I was kind of scared. I didn't know.
I don't have a Zoom camera.
Or a magnifying glass on top of it.
Or a magnifying glass.
Oh, boy.
But no, this has been a great episode. I mean, with Ed, like I said, we talked to Ed. I talked to Ed maybe 2 months ago. And then, I saw him jump on Triple Threat Vets podcast, which is my brother's over there. And he had Tana P on with him for that episode because they're based out of Houston. 3 of them are in Houston. She's in Houston as well. I'm hoping to get something some sponsors with Matt with his Got Your Six culture. Speaking of Got Your Six culture, if you look right behind me, you see our shirt. Marine it down.
I marked it.
So you can actually go on to sameflagsameoath.com, go over to co-branded shirts, scroll down till you see the Marine it down shirt there. Go ahead and get that shirt. And the reason I say get that shirt is because at the end of the year, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 25% check that we get back from them, and we're going to put that in. We're gonna put that into.
Was that you?
What?
Did you just fart?
No, it's the chair, dude.
You leaned over and everything.
I know I did not, cracker. But anyway,
it was James. It was James.
James, you're still there. I just made you smile, bro.
You did fart.
No, I did not. I did not. Shut the hell up. Go away. I swear it was not me.
I feel like I'm in the toilet.
And you guys have the nerve to talk about me.
I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't hear nothing.
I don't go live and talk about flatulence.
Chris, we'll get with you, and I will always get them. Always. Always. Ain't scared no man.
Hey, how come Hondo?
But anyway,
go to shirt.
Go to sameflagsameoath.com, go over to co-branded shirts, scroll down till you see the Marine It Down shirt there. It's a co-branded shirt with Got Your Six culture. And what we're going to do at the end of the year, we're going to get a check for 25% of all sales. That money, what me and Candace have decided to do is we're going to take that money, we're going to take a randomizer online with all the veteran service organizations from the state of Kentucky. We're going to put them all in there. We're going to hit spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on, that 25% will go straight to that organization, whether it's Dogs Helping Heroes, Camp Hero Kentucky, Warrior Rounds, Active Heroes, you name it. If you're in the state of Kentucky, you will, at the end of the year, once we get a check back, however much it may be, it might be $10, it might be $100, it might be thousands of dollars. I don't know.
Order the shirts. We'll find out.
Order the shirts and we'll find out. And what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to donate that money to a veteran service organization in the state of Kentucky. Then what we'll do next year when we come out with the next shirt, we're going to up it to maybe Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, surrounding states. And then we'll go nationwide once we go from there. But yeah, definitely go check out the shirts. If you are a veteran service organization and you want a co-branded shirt, reach out to Matt and Becky, and they will take care of you and get you up on their website. They are amazing to work with. The shirts feel amazing. I just did an unboxing video that will be released today, or actually tomorrow probably, and then with some of our new shirts that we got.
It's a great place for any veteran or any organization really to go and try to get a co-branded shirt with them, because you're getting that merchandise that you need for people, and you're also bringing in the co-brand and bringing in that 25%, whether that's coming back into your organization or you're able to help somebody else with it. Yeah. Like it's a win-win for everybody. And they're great shirts. They're great.
They're
like the size is great. They're comfy.
Yes, James. I see you raising your hands. Yes.
I was politely waiting my turn.
Well, we were in the middle of something.
I know. That's why I didn't say nothing. Hey, I officially don't like Veteran Hondo Club no more.
Wow.
Did you see their last comment?
You're a special guest.
Yeah.
It hurts my feelings.
I'm sorry.
I'm sensitive.
Do you want some crayons?
No.
Okay.
No, he needs it.
Then pull your panties up. And
he needs an MRE. Chris, I will send that to you via messenger once we get off here.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that live.
Yeah, we're definitely not do that live. But
I will tell you both of their addresses live.
And you will be booted off before you spit it out.
Yeah.
But no, man. Tonight's episode was awesome. I was like a kid in a candy store.
He doesn't know my address.
Probably not.
No, but I know where it is. I can show it on Google Maps.
Because he picked you up there. Remember? Didn't he pick you up there once?
No.
Did you not pick her up there once? Chris says he loves you too, by the way, James.
When did you pick me up there?
I don't remember what he made me for.
Oh, because you took me to the other place.
Yeah.
You did. Damn
Yeah.
it. Ah.
Yeah. So he kind of knows where
I was trying to be in hiding, and people know where I live.
So
But
you're
no,
right.
so
I don't know
tomorrow,
the physical address, but I will show it on Google Maps. It did one.
I hurt you.
so tomorrow, let's see. Let's go here. I'm kind of super excited about this one. So tomorrow is American Legion Post 291 out of Newport Beach, California.
I bet you they won't let you drive a race car.
I bet you they won't either, but they do have a yacht club.
They still won't let you drive a yacht.
They might.
Right.
I got a boater's license. They might let me drive
a little paddle boat.
Yeah. So they were founded in 1924 with a group of 30 World War I veterans that lived in the Newport Harbor area in California there. So they got their 100-year anniversary coming up. So we're going to bring them on. We're going to talk about that. And I'm super excited about that. It's going to be a really great episode. So tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern.
That'd be really different.
It is because we've never had an American Legion or VFW or DAV or any of those on. So I'm super excited about it.
I'm excited. It's American Legion.
It's different. It's different. Just
tonight
like
and tomorrow, like super different. And
so
I like it.
Warriors2Racers is a different kind of type of organization that we've never had on, because we've had organizations that do hunting and fishing and hiking, outdoor therapy equine,
music therapy, which is music therapy is super, super cool because the different organizations do so many different things.
Speaking of music therapy and warrior rounds, I reached out to JT Cooper, who's the founder, and I'm just waiting for him to respond so we can get him on. And then we got, and then
done that too.
And then the round. So we got Tip of the Spear coming up on the 24th, which was all of our veterans, Triple Threat Vets, Misfit Nation, the Decision Hour, I Am Pitts, Homefront Sitrep, the Oath We Took podcast, Conversations with a Vet. So the 24th will be our Tip of the Spear.
Yes, I hope everybody's done their homework.
Yeah, hopefully everybody did their homework on that.
If you didn't hear, I'm sorry, I'm going to reiterate right now. So on last month, because it's once a month, it's the last Wednesday of every month. So last month, your homework was go through your phone, your Facebook. Everybody's got somebody that's either a veteran, active duty, or a first responder.
I'm supposed to reach out
at least one, but if you can reach out to 5 for that whole month and just say, how are you doing? I got an ear.
Yeah.
Do you need anything? Or just a simple, hey, just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Like, I just reach out.
And you ask that next hard question, guys. Well, I know we say it all the time. You might have heard this, maybe.
No, that's not what that noise was. You weren't even touching it.
But yeah, you got to ask that next hard question, because you can walk up to a veteran, say, "Hey, how you doing?" There, most of the time, James, how are you going to answer?
I'm all right.
But if I come up to you and say, "Hey, James, how are you really doing, buddy?"
I'm doing better now that you're there.
Yeah, you're going to open up and talk to me. And I'm the same way, because I'm going to be stubborn. If I don't know you, I know James.
My shirt's better. Look, I like mine tonight. Oh God, I almost fell. Can you read it?
Match energy.
I match energy. So how are we going to act today?
But
James
anywho,
set the energy today. So.
Yeah. You definitely have to ask that next hard question. Then you got to get out there. Hashtag get out there. That's from Project Zero. That's their mottos. Hashtag get out there. And then one veteran at a time, man. If I reach one veteran a day and I made your day brighter, or James made your day brighter, or Candace made your day brighter, or Mr. Ed, he made your day brighter.
With a horse.
With the horse, yeah. With a horsepower.
You're welcome, James.
We
even say, even one human at a time.
Yep, even one human at a time.
And speaking of triple threat, if you did not see my show last week,
last Thursday,
on triple threat, you need to go back and look at it.
Yep,
it's only 2 hours long. Won't take you long to check it out.
I can't believe I'm gonna shut up then.
But my T-shirt that night beats all T-shirts.
Yeah, I don't even remember what your shirt was.
The barbecue beaver sauce. If it's
Oh
not
yeah.
face, you're
Oh
eating it
my
wrong.
God.
Yeah.
What is wrong with him?
But anywho, like Candace and I always say, stay safe out there, and we got
We
your
got
six.
your 6.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.